solo theme speculating Rafayel and Caleb's upcoming limited solo banners. Welcome back, my fellow flowers of Linkon. Let us chat about this very interesting topic. But before I begin, I would like to point out two very important disclaimers. This video is intended purely for entertainment purposes. Please do not take what I say too seriously. I will be talking about solos that are excluding the birthdays, myths, heartfelt gift cards, and standard X-Space Echo Banner 5-star cards. So those are not included. So this year in March, we started strong with Zayn's Everlasting Wish solo card. And some quick key points to take away from this beautiful date was an improvised outdoor setting, boba milk tea, fireworks, and we even got some mini lore on weapons that can get rid of a person's evil completely. So what does this bode for the future? We will have to wait and see. But overall, a super romantic and wholesome date, and it was a lot of fun to witness these two cutie pies be all snuggly and adorable and, super duper cute. Then next up, at the end of May to June, we got Xavier's Sexy Feverish Attempts. Now this looked like a very spicy card, and while it did have spicy moments, MC takes care of 6 Xavier. There was temperature play and it was quite lore intensive on the backtrackers. So while it looked like a shirtless Xavier heating up and cooling down was trying to distract you from all of that, no, actually this card was quite sad. To be honest, I did read it, of course, online. I really enjoyed seeing a vulnerable Xavier finally accept help from MC to actually take care of him when he was sick, and him being his freaky bun self. We know how quickly things can escalate with him. So I was pretty happy, as I'm sure most Xavier girlies were quite happy with the way his delicious and lore intensive angsty card progressed. So this was quite lovely to watch.
They are to it. The more sensitive they be.
Then moving on to Silas's super cute, passionate appraisal. Now, Silas is able to take care of sick MC. We get to see a domestic, softer Silas, and everything, the whole vibe overall was like super playful, very flirty. MC exposes her vulnerabilities. She even says that when she's by herself, she can tough it out, but when Silas is there, she can't help but want to be taken care of by him. And I really love that both of them are being more open with each other's feelings and being more honest of the sheer fact that they desire each other's company and want to be in each other's company, not just during missions and whatnot, but even when they are exposing their weaknesses, whether they are feeling sick or not, they just want to be there for each other. And it's just so super cute. Now, have you noticed something? With both the case of Xavier and Silas, they chose to go with the theme of being sick.
That's difficult to you.
So now my question is, if they went with a wholesome romantic date theme for Zayn and a sick theme for Xavier and for Silas, does this mean they're going to do the same for Raf and for Caleb? Now, before we get into what I would like to see for Rafayel, let's check out his past limited solo cards. So at the start of January last year, or the end of January last year, we got his Fireworks Vow date card, which was super romantic. As always with Rafayel, the theme of romance is always heavily implied and heavily distributed very beautifully, and we know that he is a super cute romantic fishy. As we can see, the fireworks, the Ferris wheel, everything was very nice, creating a very intimate and tense atmosphere.
The speeding so fast.
Then we got Private Trip, which was at the end of May to June last year, where we got to go hiking with Rafayel, and seeing him get tired, get all blushy and worked up, and seeing his taut muscles and the veins in his arms. Do I really need to say any more? And the pouty expressions and needy expressions and facial features and everything that he makes, okay, and the interactivity, you get to poke him and look at the way he blushes. I will never, and the skin tight clothing. I really don't know what else I can say that wouldn't be deemed inappropriate. So that is all I'm going to say for now. But again, very romantic and intimate, and it did have some lore in this card as well. So I love to see this one.
Go somewhere else next time.
Then next up, we got to see his beautiful Into the Canvas in September last year, where we got to actually paint beautiful lanterns with our gorgeous king. I mean, this is one of my favorite outfits apart from the pink and purples that I love to see him in. This black sweater with like the paint splotches on the apron, it's so perfect, and I really hope Infold decides to give us all the guys solo outfits at some point, because it's such a crime not to be able to have these. Again, a very intimate and romantic setting to be able to paint together like this, and just being able to indulge in a hobby that he is so passionate about. I mean, he does this for his job, right? But being able to actually interact with him this way, seeing him get all blushy and get all serious and just want to teach us how to do things and get creative, honestly super wholesome, and I love this card so much. The first type of theme I would personally love to see for Raphael is a special pottery and romantic bubble bath time together. So essentially what would happen is during the daytime, just picture this, MC and Raphael going to a very intimate pottery class together and him sitting behind her and, helping her sculpt or do the pottery by placing his hands over her hands and then his breath against her neck. Just imagining that is making me go insane. So that would be something that would imagine that being animated. I'm pretty sure Raf girlies everywhere are going to lose their shit. So there's that. And the following evening, because Raphael takes his bath time so seriously, right, and he spends a lot of time bathing, I would imagine they would go shopping together to get a wide variety of bath bombs of multiple scents, particularly ocean themed scents, because obviously he loves the ocean, and a lot of beautiful scented candles to end their romantic night. The other date I would love to see them have is a shopping date where they go to a thrift store and try to get each other like similar or matching outfits, jewelry, and like get their nails done. But I would think that would be super adorable. But still, I would have a preference for the first option with the pottery class and the bubble bath time in the night. Like, I prefer that, okay? Then in January of this year, we got our darling Caleb who got introduced, and his first solo card is super angsty called Painful Signal. So essentially what happens in short is it is an extremely lore intensive card which shows and reveals how Caleb actually got his robotic arm, MC's anger towards the fast-paced fleet, and obviously them just trying to come to terms with how much Caleb has actually changed since their reunion. What were the reasons for all those changes? You can always read the card to find out for yourself. I don't want to spoil too much. I'm just trying to go over some generalized points, so that you can get a rough idea of what the card was. But it was super angsty, really sad and really depressing. So honestly, while there is a tiny bit of fan service because we get to see his gorgeous, chest and extremely built former fighter pilot-esque build that he maintains so well. Okay, his body is insane, one of the best bodies in the game, but that's beside the point. So because this was so angsty and so depressing, my hopes for the future is that I would really love to see Caleb and MC get a card where they are extremely romantic, flirty, and lovey-dovey together. Like, I want something similar to how Caleb's 4-star Chasing Summer was. That is my favorite 4-star card of Caleb so far, because in that it's so obvious. Like, Caleb makes it obvious that she's his girlfriend and she wants him to be her boyfriend, and they just want, to spend exclusive couple time together, not just, hang out with friends alone. They want to spend that alone time together, and there's so much flirtatious banter. They are so flirty in that card, and it is so choke filled with tension. Okay, now please enjoy this delicious picture of Elf Lib or Elf Caleb from this Baldur's Gate 3 mod that I have been fawning over. Just like many other Caleb girlies out there are lusting over his elf form, and I am no exception to this. So while you admire his delicious features, let me tell you the types of dates that I would like to see in his upcoming solo card. Now, either I want him to take MC to a different place in Skyhaven, because it's mentioned that there are some places in Skyhaven which MC hasn't been to yet, and I'm sure Caleb would love to take her there in his private jet, private flight, whatever, okay? And then I would imagine them spending time playing basketball together, because he's a jock, okay? He's athletic and everything, and then an MC and him have always been super competitive, so I'd love to see that. And them ending the day with like apple smoothies. That sounds romantic, okay? Apple smoothies by the sunset. And yeah, I would love to see that. That could be one, or another one would be a super home date, okay, homey date, because Caleb loves to spend time with MC at home because he just wants that alone quiet time rather than spend time in public where there's a lot of people. I feel like Caleb prefers to spend alone time at home with MC. So I can just picture them, binge watching a bunch of sci-fi cartoons or movies together, them playing some board games and assembling plane models. Now, I have seen it mentioned in so many of Caleb's past cards where they assemble plane plane models together, and am I the only one? I'm sure I'm not the only one that would love to see them actually animate, even if it's just for a few seconds, to see them animate them building plane models together. I would love that. Playing board games. And because Caleb is so good at cooking, and I would imagine MC wants to like show off her cooking skills as well. So imagine they cook like a 3-course meal together. Them cooking together can be a very intimate thing. Like imagine MC is struggling to cut some sort of, I don't know, vegetable or fruit of some kind, and then Caleb just props up behind her and puts his hand over hers and, guides her hand on how to cut like finely or thinly sliced items of that ingredient. And then his voice and his breath like against MC's ear and neck again. Do you see the vision? Do you see where I'm going with this? Okay, I just would love to see that happen. So this was a super fun video to do. So I really hope, I don't know whom we're gonna get first, whether it's going to be Caleb or Raphael's solo card first. Either way, whether we get them this month, next month, the month after, whenever it might be, I just really hope they go with something cute, maybe even a little spicy. Okay, something fluffy and spicy. I would like a mixture of some fluff and spice in the cards, to be honest, because like I said, if you didn't know, now you know, I'm a lover of both fluff and spice in my cards. So as much as I do love the angst and everything, I just want my kings, okay, Raph and Caleb, to have a spicy time. What would you like to see in their cards? Please let me know in the comment section below, what sort of themes are you hoping for these two kings? Let me know. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.